5 on your side at 10 starts now.
A strong cold front is on its way, so highs will be in the mid-70s on Sunday, but then upper 20s and lower 30s for Monday, plus the chance of storms. I've got your latest forecast coming up.
A struggle for power intensifying at St. Louis City Hall.
We need to have somebody who's going to, one, restore the trust of this office.
Who's in charge of picking the city's new sheriff as aldermen face off with the mayor and state officials? But first, our top story. A family in mourning. A young mother dies in a police chase. How loved ones are remembering Precious Black as they call for justice tonight. We want to thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Brent Solomon. Kelly Jackson has the night off. Tonight, heartbreak and questions in Florissant as a community gathered hours ago to release balloons in honor of Precious Black. The 29-year-old mother was killed in a car crash following a police chase Sunday. New at 10, Reagan DeTrolio speaking with the family determined to keep her name alive.
The Florissant community shouted 29-year-old Precious Black's name at her balloon release on Friday evening.
My daughter was loved. She had so much positive energy.
Precious died in a car crash after a police chase on Sunday morning. We previously reported the chase started in Fairmont, Illinois and ended near West Florissant. Police say she was pulled over for speeding. An officer attempted to remove her from the car, police say, before she took off.
We were on the phone with her from the time he tried to take her out of the car to her demise. We heard everything. And I'm gonna leave it at that and let them finish their investigation.
Black's mom, Pam, and her stepdad, Donzel, are left devastated.
We grew together. I had my baby at 15 and she made me so proud. She was an entrepreneur. She had her own business.
Black is already so missed, especially by her family.
She left behind a beautiful 8-year-old daughter that reminds me so much of her mom.
As you can see, the entire community is out here on Friday evening supporting Precious and her whole family. Some of them are even wearing purple like I am right now, which was one of Precious's favorite colors. Her stepdad, Donzel, says there won't be a day that goes by where Precious won't be thought of.
Just having my first daughter, so that was all I ever wanted to. So it means a lot to me. Like, it's my baby. I really love her.
Justice has got to be served. This is about nothing else but justice. That's all I want for my daughter. She did not deserve that.
All Precious's family can do now is hold each other close and hope the new year brings a glimpse of closure.
And this is a Christmas we ain't gonna never forget.
Reporting in Florissant, I'm Reagan DeTrolio, 5 on your side.
Now, today we reached out to Fairmont City Police for comment on this case. We haven't heard back, but 3 days ago, they told us their investigation is ongoing. Right now, a growing memorial as people mourn the death of a man killed at a gas station on Christmas Day. Our photojournalist capturing these images of candles, balloons, and flowers in memory of 67-year-old Albert Willis. St. Louis police say they found him outside of a gas station here on South Kings Highway Thursday afternoon. He died at the hospital. Tonight, investigators are looking for who shot him. If you know anything, call St. Louis police. Lawmakers are in a power struggle tonight over who picks the next St. Louis sheriff. Following Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's removal Tuesday, the Board of Aldermen now moving forward with its own plan. 5 on your side's Melanie Johnson picks up the story from here.
A year of scandals now over with a new sheriff pick on the horizon.
I think, we need to turn ship.
Rasheen Aldridge, a part of the Board of Aldermen, suing their way into the selection process after Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's powers were stripped Tuesday.
We need to have somebody who's going to, one, restore the trust of this office. There's been a lot of stories when it comes to the sheriff office under the previous sheriff.
Montgomery was removed from office by a St. Louis judge for negligence. Charges against him include financial mismanagement and the notorious arrest of Deputy Jail Commissioner Tammy Ross. Former St. Louis City Police Chief John Hayden is currently filling the role.
Now that it's official that the sheriff is not in office, we need to have a transparent, open process. It shouldn't be the board picking, it shouldn't be the mayor picking, it shouldn't be the comptroller picking without an open process for the public to know this wasn't a backroom deal.
This letter sent out from Aldermanic President Megan Green Friday, announcing open applications for an interim sheriff until January 2nd. Interviews will then be completed by the board's Public Safety Committee.
The board was led that it was going to be a collaborative effort and that we all come together, and I think as weeks went on, those lines of communication kind of stopped and started to see the mayor was making decisions kind of without the board.
City Hall now at odds as Mayor Kara Spencer says she should have control over who will be the new sheriff in town. The call for interim applications turns into a three-way power struggle between the state, mayor, and city aldermen.
I think the board was blindsided.
So what happens next? The Board of Aldermen will meet on Monday to vote on a resolution for a special election for the sheriff of the city of St. Louis. That special election could take place March of 2026. In downtown St. Louis, Melanie Johnson, 5 on your side.
Melanie, our thanks to you. The night after Christmas, and it doesn't feel like winter. Warm weather bringing crowds to Winterfest at Keener Plaza, but the only ones we saw bundled up were those skating on the ice. Meteorologist Lance Blocker says enjoy that warm weather while you can.
Yeah, we got 2 seasons on the way. Currently in this one right here, spring, but we're headed into winter and fall. You can see that's supposed to be over there on the left side or on the right side of your screen. That's going to be frosty. That's what it looks like. Hopefully it does, at least, right? All right, this was the sunset here tonight from Roy, one of our dedicated weather watchers. A great view there. He's doing this right. Look at that beautiful view there. That gave way to a beautiful moon set for us here. You can see it from Catherine over in St. Paul. A great shot there. Great job. We love our weather watchers. They always send in great pictures for us here across our region. Tomorrow's temperatures, they'll range in the mid to upper 60s during the afternoon hours for, well, I guess for us in downtown. Everybody else in the low to mid 60s for the most part. Not as warm as we saw today, but not as cold as this. A cold front moves through this weekend. Monday's highs not getting out of the 30s. Could have some stronger storms with this setup as well. I'm going to detail that out in your forecast coming up in about 10 minutes.
Cold weather coming. Thank you, my friend. Well, this Christmas week will mark the first without alley recycling in St. Louis. So Tracy Henson is in the Shaw neighborhood for us, hearing from neighbors and the city during a peak trash week.
Well, I haven't brought my Christmas trash out yet, so maybe nobody else has either.
Marianne Owens was just as surprised as we were to see her Shaw neighborhood trash bins pretty empty post-Christmas. On August 15th, the city of St. Louis ended alley recycling, so the blue bins in Owens' neighborhood are for regular trash. Instead, the city has dedicated recycling drop-off zones.
I have never been to one, no.
We visited a site today. It wasn't particularly busy. We saw 2 cars in about 30 minutes time. Despite recycling drop-off being less convenient than alley recycling, Colonel Ben Johnson, the city of St. Louis's chief operating officer, told us it's working and it's saving the city money.
We've seen substantial decreases in contamination, and the effectiveness has really improved. And we're saving almost $100,000 each month. In fact, in some months more than that.
I really am surprised the bins aren't more full. Maybe people are still packing up and cleaning up after Christmas. I did talk to a recycler who lives in the city of St. Louis, and she said by Sunday these bins are usually all full. In St. Louis, I'm Tracy Henson, 5 on your side.
Well, St. Louis County Parks and Rec wants to recycle your natural Christmas tree. People in the county can drop off undecorated trees at any of these locations: Spanish Lake Park, Creve Coeur Lake, Queenie Park, or even Bee Tree Park. Some of them will be sunk into Spanish Lake to be used for fish habitats. Others will be mulched. You can drop them off until January 18th. Well, tonight we want to wish a happy birthday to a St. Louis brewery celebrating more than 3 decades of service. Today, Schlafly Beer turned 34 years old. The bar is celebrating that milestone with a 12 Days of Cheers event. Day 1 kicked off today with throwback pricing, including $3 draft beer. The birthday deals continue over the next 11 days. Tomorrow's deal is 25% off of merchandise. Sunday's deal is pretty sweet. $2 off the famous sticky toffee pudding dessert. The act of kindness to touch hearts across the nation. Meet the 3 young boys making a difference at home plate.
They're changing the world with this little moment and this kindness, and we need that.
The strong cold front's going to arrive on Sunday, and it brings a threat for strong to severe storms. I've got your latest forecast update coming up next.
In this season of giving, a blood drive to help address critical shortages across the country. It happened at the International Institute of St. Louis at the Arsenal Street location. The U.S. Afghan Chamber of Commerce organizing it, and they reached their goal of collecting 45 units of blood. Organizers hope events like these will inspire more Afghan communities to host blood drives nationwide. This giving season, local businesses are issuing a plea for shoppers to buy local. The plea comes as several area businesses will be shutting their doors at the end of the year. Restaurant owners point to the economy, the tornado, and the difficulty to make money in January and February. Tonight, business owners say there are ways everyone can help. They say they get more support when you buy through them directly instead of third-party apps. You can also choose to dine inside the restaurant and buy gift cards to give local businesses a boost. As we continue to recap some of this year's most memorable stories, a group of inspiring baseball players are making a difference. Here's Mike Bush.
Making a Difference is sponsored by Midwest Bank Center.
Olympic champion Christy Yamaguchi was one of the honorees at last night's Musial Awards at Stiefel Theater. But the evening's biggest ovation might have been for three 12-year-old boys. In tonight's Making a Difference report, I traveled to Arizona to find out why one simple act of kindness touched so many hearts. In the Arizona desert, everything seems designed to keep you at arm's length. Yet sometimes the most unlikely connections take root. In the town of Queen Creek, southeast of Phoenix, baseball for some kids is baked in like sunburn and dust.
Since I learned to walk, it's always been my family's spirit to play baseball.
12-year-olds Xander Pedersen and Vinny Hare are playing in their league's All-Star game. Along with their friend James Buchanan, these three boys have formed a lineup that's hard to break.
Outside.
But here's the thing about 12-year-old boys. When they're in a pack and no adults are watching, well, you never really know what you're going to get.
You hope that you've done everything right and know that they're going to know how to act in public. I hope he behaves at school. I hope he's nice to the other kids.
Recently, the boys were on the practice field when a girl started walking toward them.
Hey, let's go. Hold my hand.
She was much younger and a little different. The kind of moment that tests who we really are.
All through the town. Yeah.
The girl is 7-year-old Olivia Chavez, who has Down syndrome.
That's a beautiful smile.
She was playing alone on the playground while her brother had practice on another field. She walked up to three strangers, no script, no safety net, just hope in a little girl's eyes. The boys didn't walk away, didn't even hesitate. As Olivia reached out, all three boys joined in.
She started giving us high fives, and then she held our hands, and we knew that she wanted to play Ring Around the Rosie.
For the next 10 minutes or so, the magic looped on repeat.
I sat there watching, crying, just watching her be included and played with and loved.
Mandy posted the video online mostly just to say thank you. And the video went viral with one positive reaction after another.
Well, there's nothing different about her. I mean, she might have Down syndrome, but she's just a regular human being.
Oh, come on.
As for Olivia, she's gained 3 more big brothers.
Oh, yeah.
But more than that, they've given the rest of us a gift.
They're changing the world with this little moment and this kindness, and we need that. We need more people to do that, and so it was awesome.
In Queen Creek, Arizona, where the landscape is harsh and unforgiving, sometimes all it takes is a little kindness for something beautiful to grow. Not in the soil, but in the soul. And last night we celebrated the 20th anniversary of the Musial Awards, the most meaningful night in sports. And a reminder, if you know someone making a difference for others, let me know by email at mbush@ksdk.com.
Thank you, Mike. We have an entire special showing some of the best Making a Difference stories from the year. It's streaming right now on that free 5+ app, so download it now when you search KSDK in the App Store. Let's go ahead and get to your weather impact forecast now. Meteorologist Lance Blocker with our weekend forecast. Lance.
Yeah, our weekend forecast is going to be largely dictated by that. Well, actually, out ahead of that's not really going to do anything for us, but big changes arrive on Sunday, the second half of Sunday at least, on into next week. Winter is making a comeback. Things are nice and quiet for us here across our region at this hour. Just a little bit cooler to the north. Temperatures in the 40s, 50s down south, though. Nice little evening on set for us here. The evening has been nice, actually. We talked about that earlier with temperatures in the 40s and 50s for us here. As we head out tomorrow morning, there could be some fog in the area. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Again, foggy conditions to start out. We'll keep the clouds in play for the rest of the day as high temperatures top out in the mid to upper 60s tomorrow. No chance of rain tomorrow, so still a great day to get outside and enjoy the afternoon. Just some clouds rolling through the area. But the big changes arrive on Sunday. You can see scattered showers and storms likely for us here, especially later in the day after about 2 or 3 o'clock. Temperatures topping out in the mid 70s. Then we drop 44 degrees for a daytime high on Monday at 30 degrees, not even getting above the freezing mark. So certainly cold winter has returned as we get on into next week, closing out the year 2025 and in 2026. There's your Wednesday evening, your New Year's Eve forecast. Should be dry, but temperatures dropping into the mid-20s overnight. When that system moves through, the cold front, it's going to pack a punch with it too. Could spark some showers and storms, some of which storms-wise could be on the strong to possibly severe side. We're monitoring the trends, and I will say that the trends are slightly increasing for the potential for strong storms for us on Sunday. Primary risk is going to be damaging winds with possibly some isolated large hail as well. Then Monday, of course, we've talked about this, much colder with temperatures in the upper 20s to lower 30s for us there for daytime highs. Saturday night, for the most part, stays dry, maybe an isolated shower or two. Then Sunday, we start to get that line of showers, and then it really ramps up as it moves closer into our area by the late evening. This is now showing through about 8 o'clock through downtown, then pushing in through portions of western Illinois there as well. Heavy downpours, frequent lightning, and perhaps some large hail and gusty winds with the stronger cells. This clears to our east overnight, perhaps maybe an isolated snowflake or two as it exits our area, but no impacts to your morning commute on Monday. As we press it forward, though, it's going to leave behind some cold temperatures. Watch as we put this in motion. This is the wind chill forecast for us. Again, no wind chill on Sunday, but Sunday night, different story. Look at how quickly those temperatures, the feels like conditions drop. So we were in the 70s earlier. This is 11:30 with temperatures or feels like temperatures down to the single digits by Monday morning. So totally different air mass for us here as we move through the first part of the next week. So grab the jackets, but enjoy the nice weather while we've got it.
All right, man, a 40-degree temperature drop. Get ready.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you, my friend. We've got sports standing by.
Well, Brent, it's the eve of a Mizzou Bowl game and a night of high school hoops tournament action. Sports is coming up after the break.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel is now available in Missouri.
It's really only been 4 days since we had a major local or regional team in action, but it sure felt like a lot longer. Thankfully, it ends tomorrow. The Blues host the Predators and Mizzou football takes on Virginia in the Gator Bowl down in Jacksonville. Coach Eli Drinkwitz can't get to double-digit wins for the third straight year, but with a win, 9 isn't too shabby either. We learned today that defensive end NFL prospect Zion Young will play in tomorrow's game. Young was arrested for driving while intoxicated earlier this month. As for the starters who will be missing tomorrow, Drinkwitz addressed that as well and had a bit of fun with Virginia head coach Tony Elliott about the status of his players.
The starters that have opted out obviously were Bo, Josh Manning, and Marquise Johnson. But and then obviously the injuries with Brett Norfleet and Josiah Trotter. So it's 5 pretty good players. But other than that, we're ready to rock and roll. Do you want to answer any? You got any news? Because I'd like to know. I saw a tweet about your running back. You know, has he made up his mind yet, or what? He's still deliberating. Yeah. Well, tell him to call me.
Well, as you probably gathered by now, 5 on your sideline is on a break this week. However, we were able to get some hoops highlights from a few of the holiday tournaments around town tonight. Let's start at visitation. St. Joseph taking on mighty Incarnate Word, who just got home from a tournament in the Bahamas. That sounds nice. Red Knights got things started. Peyton Olafson connects for 3. Back the other way. Nice finish from St. Joseph's Kylie Ryder. That's good for 2. Heads up play for the Angels next. Ella Pavlonis gets the steal. She's right there for another bucket. But Incarnate Word has won this tournament 7 years in a row. Maddie Perry sinks a triple to get them closer to number 8 in a row. Incarnate wins 80-35. MICDS Dom Maurer Holiday Tournament. Host Rams playing Francis Howell. MICDS on the fly. And Brandon Clemens Euro steps his way to a nice basket. Go the other way. Aaron Brzezinski was money from deep for Howell. Sinks it from one side of the court. Then does the same on the other side. Vikings rolling right along. MICDS has some shooters as well. Noah Meneke, that's good from downtown. The Rams advance with a 58-41 victory. Back to Biz, fired up crowd for back-to-back state champs Lift for Life, taking on Cardinal Ritter. Lions on attack first, Nyla Scales. Nice finish under the hoop, 2 points for Ritter. Lions again, and Scales again. Tough finish, and 1. Great play there. Here come the Hawks the other way. Kara Manuel gonna step up, drill that triple herself. But Ritter was focused on knocking off the defending state champs, Trinity Jackson. Nails that 3 from the corner as the Cardinal Ritter Lions beat Lift for Life 64-42. Back to MICDS, Clayton and Edwardsville facing off in a great game. Edwardsville's Brody Niemi, maybe the best shooter I've seen so far this season. There's one of his many 3s for this game. Then it's Jalen Wynn. Oh yeah, that's good for a bucket and the foul for Edwardsville. Clayton was clutch though. Demarion Burgess finish and the foul for the Greyhounds. Clayton up 2, time running down in the game, and Burgess gonna hit the dagger for 3. Clayton wins 73-68 to advance in the tournament. Last game from MICDS, Ladue and CBC. The moves from Ladue's Will Becker. Cross up, finish at the rim, and 1. Nice play. Later on, CBC coming back the other way. Darian Jones hits a spin cycle on his way to the bucket. Nice move. Cadets kept on owning the paint. Jake Plummer first, going to play football at Fresno State, but he's got to throw down some dunks in high school first. One more from Ladue to round things out. Cody Anderson hitting the triple, but it is CBC who gets the 75-64 victory to advance to the semifinals. And that will do it for sports.
What a Friday night in sports.
We still got a lot going on.
Yeah, we do, my friend. Well, you've got it covered. Thank you. Kwanzaa is here, the massive celebration getting neighbors into the holiday spirit. Well, today is the first day of Kwanzaa, a week-long celebration of African-American heritage and culture. Today, hundreds of people kicking off that holiday at the St. Louis Art Museum. Now, each day celebrates a different principle. Today's principle is unity. The all-day party included a scavenger hunt, pop-up music and dance performances, poetry, storytelling, and even art.
Kwanzaa is not just a holiday that we celebrate at this time of year. These core principles, we live them daily. So the fact that we're opening it up to the community at large to show that this is a communal celebration, and we are doing just that today.
This is the 25th year the Art Museum has held that Kwanzaa celebration. Day 2 of Kwanzaa will explore the principle of self-determination. That's all of our time at 10, my friends. We appreciate the company and hope you have a great weekend.